Any policy that will benefit black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Kamala gave you the best proposal I've ever heard in my life. And when I mean, I literally mean black men, African American men. Like, I'm kind of jealous. Not even gonna hold you, cause if she would have did that for black women, I would have went on ahead and start putting out my notes and lists exactly what I was going to have. I was going to apply every start date when they drop, just so I could be first in line to apply to every single loan, every single down payment that she put out for a motherfucker. You nigga.
Some of the Democratic shills are getting desperate, though, since they know that the black media is all about cutting through the rhetoric and talking points and finding out what the truth is. So when Kamala was presenting her so-called plan for black men, the first thing we did was point out how adamantly she declared that she won't do anything that only benefits black people. So that told us right off the bat her plan for black men had to be a fraud, because if there's one thing we know about Kamala Harris, about the only truthful thing she's ever said is she's not going to do anything for black people. So the plan was clearly a lift all boats fraud. That's what her plan for black men is. The same Democrat platform of policies that are going to be open to and hence benefiting everyone, and by doing so maintain the racial wealth gap. Kamala was just putting the phrase black men in the title as her cynical ploy to see if anyone would be dumb enough to believe her this time. The shills and plants, though, they've been claiming that this isn't true, that she's going to be doing things just for black men, and that's why we got to turn out before she even actually does them.
You've seen it.
Well, let's look at the Harris campaign platform, and let's see if that's true. When you go to Kamala Harris's current presidential website, they've got an 82-page digital book that details Kamala's plans for America. And on page 51 of the PDF file, it talks about her plan to grow all small businesses in America. And it says that she plans to implement what she calls a small business expansion fund, which would give entrepreneurs low and zero interest loans. Yeah, that sounds a lot like that $1,025,000 loans to black entrepreneurs and others that she was talking about on her website. Remember that phrase, black entrepreneurs and others? Well, now you know who the others are. Everybody in America who's not black. That way, the racial wealth gap has to be maintained at all costs. So for those of you shills and plants who are trying to tell us that Kamala Harris's proposal for $1,025,000 loans to black entrepreneurs, that was some sort of new idea, no, it wasn't. It's just simply her giving a small bit of more detail to her small business expansion fund idea, which isn't much of an idea at all. I mean, she was telling everyone from the jump what the scam was. Now, another point that she was talking about was she said that she would support a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. Remember that phrase, other digital assets. So when black men invest, these assets are protected. Now, when you look at Harris's 82-page outline plan for America, it says that she will, quote, encourage innovative technologies like AI and digital assets while protecting our consumers and investors. So there's that phrase, digital assets again. She doesn't say crypto in this entire 82-page document. Notice that? That's deliberate. It's because the government's not exactly trying to prop up what's seen as a rival currency to the dollar, especially one whose entire branding is that it's unregulated. And yet in Kamala's website campaign book, it says that she will encourage digital assets while protecting consumers. So what that shows you is her whole idea about how she was going to be protecting black men's digital assets. This is just the same thing that she says she's going to do for everyone. Now, I'm not going to give a point-by-point breakdown about how all of those 5 or so points for black men that she had in her so-called plan are nothing more than a slight rewording of the general policies that she's got on her website altogether. I think the point is made. What Harris was feebly trying to present as being a well-thought-out proposal of bold, innovative ideas meant to empower black men is just Kamala Harris's basic plan, one that already existed long before her current black voter crisis. She's just taking the basic policies from her website, inserting the phrase black men at the front of each one of them, and then waiting to see who'll be gullible enough to actually think she's being sincere. When Kamala Harris said she's not going to do anything that only benefits black people, that's exactly what she meant. Meanwhile, she's making sure to take care of everybody else by doing things that only benefit them.
Stand tall, be bold, be free, motherfucker. Motherfucker!
And the game keep calling me, can't escape the voices cause they all in me, all with me, go.
That's that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing.
Welcome back to the channel. G-Mac back with some thoughts, with some opinions, with some reactions. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, select all to get all content. And with that said, let's take this walk. All right, so as we all just seen, Professor Black Truth broke down at least the first 2 points of this smoke and mirrors plan that Kamala has. And right now, let's go through the other ones. All right, starting at the top of the page, Kamala Harris will deliver for black men. Donald Trump is a serious threat to the lives of black men. Here she is with a possibly green screened AI type picture with black dudes. Like, anyways, let's get to it. Vice President Harris will deliver for black men and their families. Vice President Harris is laying out the agenda, blah, 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 blah. All right, so let's go to the first point that was already outlined by Professor Black Truth. Provide 1 million forgivable loans up to $20,000. I'm gonna stop right there and give my point, because my point is very, very simple. We just went through a period with this very administration of loan forgiveness. This entire period of being promised to have loans forgiven and ending up not having loans forgiven. So we'll see how 1 million forgivable $20,000 loans work. We'll see. Obviously, to black entrepreneurs and others, that was already outlined. Let's see. Launch a national health equity initiative focused on black men. You know, prostate cancer, heart disease, sickle cell anemia, you know, all types of shit, you know, buzzwords that really invoke some type of feeling in black people. Really, if you just take care of yourself, eat right, and exercise, you should be fine. Legalize marijuana at the federal level to break down unjust legal barriers that hold black Americans and other Americans back. There goes that other again. But the biggest point on this one is, who really told Kamala? Like, here we go again, playing right in our faces. Why are black men? Why is Kamala making black men the face of making weed legal? When her office, when her DA office locked up 19,000, or excuse me, 1,900 of them on marijuana charges. Are we remedial? Are we? Moving on. Lower costs by enacting the first ever federal ban on corporate price gouging for food and groceries. We already know. She's been spouting that off as part of her basic initiative throughout the campaign. How the hell is that for black men? Let's not window dress that. And then lower rent and provide down payment assistance to triple the number of new first-time black homeowners. Doesn't that sound like, goddamn, the $25,000 proposal? We can't let this lady smoke and mirror us, man. And that's all the black people, or that's all the black men are stepping up and trying to display to the rest of the black community, bro. Like, we are engaging in a very, very dangerous game as a community of cognitive dissonance, man. I swear to God. We don't read the fine print on shit. We don't read the ingredients to foods. And come on, honestly, nobody's spidey senses went up when all of a sudden she had this well thought out plan for black men just 2 days after Barack Obama shamed black men into voting for her. When they realized Obama just might have tanked the campaign by denigrating black men and dismissing black men and calling them stupid and ignoring the concerns of black men just to jump to the conclusion that they hate women. Critical thinking has gone out of the fucking window. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And with that said, hopefully you've been entertained and informed while passing this precious time that we have. And hopefully I've earned you a sub. This has been Doing It for GP. Till next time.
Never did me, I spit the truth. Call you aware, fear-driven niggas get the boot. All of you squares couldn't fit up in my circle. All of us rare and will hurt you severe. Slow your roll, nigga, patience is a virtue.